You don't have to control. When it becomes mental, the mental approach and spirituality have nothing in common. Because the mind does it from a personal aspect and from a personal setting. Spirituality is like a wave that comes and that wipes out everything that the mind is desperately creating to have something that it can control. It's very difficult for a human to accept this. Because the question is, when do I interfere? And when don't? Do you really have to interfere? And then we come back to the same question. What is this peace depending on? If you try to understand this question, it always comes from a point that is very human. Peace is empty. Peace doesn't have a conflict. It's nothing. And as long as you put weight on spirituality, and you have a self-reflection with your past, it's always going to be weight. And as long as you understand your personal growth spiritually with your mind, and you try to understand it, you will give it a quality that it doesn't have. Your personal quality, and that's dangerous. You think you're controlling and you do everything in a way that you can deal with it. But that's not true. You're getting lost in conflicts. And you try to understand the conflict that people have with you within your own conflict, and that doesn't work. And that's what guilt is. I have a conflict because the position that I take and the decision I take are coming from a level of controlling. You want to control everything. Make sure everything is under my control. You cannot grab emptiness. What is an idea? Idea is a creation. What do I have to say to a creation of the mind? As long as you have a conflict, you're not in peace. The mind goes always the shortest way. The shortest way, the shortest connection are your memories. It's like a dome. But you want to go further than this dome. The sun is nothing else than a hole in this dome. You're never going to rise. Because you want to understand. You want to understand what spiritual growth means. Because you give spirituality a weight. Because you have weight. You only can think when you have weight. You will always question yourself. And you will put this conflict that you have in yourself out. You're always going to be reflected with conflict, because you have the conflict within yourself. If somebody has a conflict with you, it's because you have a conflict with yourself. Do you think that your mind ever wants to be in peace?
No.
The mind itself, no. But what is your mind? If your mind is memory, you will never be in peace. If your mind is identification, you will never be in peace. It will always pull you down. If you identify with spirituality, it will pull you down. It will bring you on your personal level. It's just one more level of many levels. One more level between you and God. Thousands of levels. Some thicker, some thinner. The thicker they are, the more untouched they are. The older they are. And then you're isolating yourself. And everything that happens in this state of isolation. Then you're your own prisoner. You're afraid to leave the cell. Because you made it comfortable. Put no wallpapers, nice smell, a comfortable bed. But you're not going to leave this cell. Because the cell is your personality. It's what you know, what you think you are, what you love, what gives you structure, what keeps you busy. And you're juggling, controlling the balls flying around. Sometimes they fall, sometimes not. Sometimes you feel very confident because you made it very good. And sometimes you have a bad day and the balls are just not flying the way you want. And what do? On a good day you smile. On a bad day you sit down, ignore the balls, going back to sleep, sitting down, looking outside of your cell. And remembering the day when you could juggle so good. And you want to repeat this. It's not going to work. Well, you have another day when you will try again. When you don't realize that you don't ever leave the cell. You stay